Hey everybody, I'm Patrick and this is Brian. Together we just got played. We're at the Cloak and Blaster. And I am haunted by the sins of my past. We just got done playing the Others 7 Sins. This is the first one, the first video.
Yeah, I think we're going in the spirit of the game. We're going to adopt the sloth sin here, and we're going to actually extend this review over seven different parts.
We may not do 7, but we're going to do several. Anyway, join us for the Others 7 Sins. Brian, we're going to go several parts of this, but so just give us a brief overview of what we're doing when we're playing the Others.
Okay,
7 Sins.
Sure. The Others, 7 Sins is basically a game in which it's an apocalyptic future. There's one city called Haven, and it's the last refuge of humanity. And the demons are coming out of hell, trying to take over it. And the way that it's an asymmetrical game, and it's set up where one player is going to assume the role of one of the 7 deadly sins. And the core game comes with 2. The first one is pride or sloth that you can choose from. And then the other players are going to choose from a number of 7 different characters, and then they're going to either have 3 or 4 of them in play at any one point in time. Basically, the win condition for the game is there's a series of storyboard cards that are out. So one of those is going to be selected, and it's an asymmetrical win condition. So the players that represent the humanity or the faith team have to complete that storyboard and it's usually a series of missions, and depending on it could be like a hack and slash mission, or it could be one where it's got a little more depth to it, where they're trying to avoid corruption, or they're trying to do a specific set of goals in there that's not really so much combat oriented. If they fulfill all of those before a certain number of their characters dies, then they're going to win. On the other side of the coin, the demons or the sins basically have to just either kill the characters or prevent them from completing their missions in order to win. So I'm not going to get into combat in this one because that goes into a little bit more. But generally during each player's turn, it starts off with the faith characters. They nominate their first character turn, and they can do 2 different things during their turn. They're going to move and they can move 2 spaces, and then the other thing that they're going to do is they're going to choose one from 2 actions. They're either going to attack a monster, or they're going to attempt to cleanse an area of all of the hexes and the fire and the corruption that are plaguing that area. With that, Patrick, what would you say is your favorite thing about Others?
So far, we've only gotten to play it a little bit, and we are going to play it more, and we're also going to do more reviews on this particular game. And the reason why is because it is so epic. This is a big, expansive, lots of minis, lots of great stuff in it, and we're going to talk all about it.
I had to take out a second mortgage just to get the entire thing.
Yeah, I did. The whole thing was huge. Anyway, it's immersion. The thing is so immersive. You've got all this beautiful artwork on all these great little miniatures, and literally the tenseness of rolling these dice and worrying about my corruption. And there's other things that we'll get into later, like you can gain extra abilities or extra dice or whatever for the more corruption you take. And every building that you go into, every city site that you go into, lets you do something special also. And we'll get into all that stuff later on. But I'm going to say the thing that I like the most is absolutely amazing immersion. And if there's one thing that you had to pick so far that you like.
So far, my favorite thing is the asymmetric condition where one player gets to embody the sin itself. And pride, for instance, is a perfect one for me, I believe.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a good one. And
not so much sloth, but pride, definitely.
Yeah. I would say that's a pretty good marker for me. But anyways, the asymmetric win condition, I get to take over if I want to play the evil character and the embodiment of one of the sins.
If you want to play the evil character?
Yes.
You are the evil character.
The evil character, yeah. And I get the most power, and I get to dispense that however I want. And then all the other players get to divvy up their power amongst however many characters they're going to have in the game. And so basically I just got to kill you or wait you out, and then you got to try to fulfill fulfill all of your missions. So that's my favorite thing, is the asymmetric, where one player gets a lot more lopsided power in a different win condition.
And you also don't like co-ops, and this is kind of a co-op game, except for, like you said, there's one
Like I said, it's co-op for the other players,
Yeah.
but for me, it's competitive.
It's highly competitive, yeah.
So that's my favorite thing. But Patrick, what would you say is the thing that you like least?
And I understand for a game this size and for a game of this complexity that plays fairly quickly and learns fairly quickly, it's bitsy. There's lots of little different tokens and different types of cards and different chits and different boards and different creatures, and it's just, there's a lot of little teeny parts to it. So if you're not into having a bunch of little stuff that you've got to manipulate, this game can be a bitsy. And if there's one thing that you had to pick that you dislike so far?
So far, the thing that I think is the thing that I like the least is the learning curve of the game. In that it's the setup. The setup is a little bit laborious, where you got to set up all of the different boards, select from the story cards, and there's just a ton of pieces, and there's minis. So I mean, it's great, but you got to be careful with them. And so it's just the learning curve. The rule book is like 36 or 40 pages or something like that, and there's really a lot of little tiny rules throughout there. So I think, but I could already see the first round, definitely the setup in the first round or two took the longest, and then the subsequent rounds started speeding up. So I would think.
I disagree. I don't think that the learning curve for the game, this is just my opinion, I don't think the learning curve for the game is very hard, but you're absolutely right. For the setup is a chore. It is definitely a chore. I agree with you on that aspect. But I don't think the learning curve is going to be so bad.
No.
'Cause I suck at learning games.
Hopefully we're playing it right. But again, Other Seven Sins is already been wildly successfully funded on Kickstarter.
Eric Lang, wildly successful.
And I believe you can probably order it through your favorite local gaming store or gaming pub. So jump over there and pick up your copy if it's available even.
No, it's definitely available. Oh yeah, there's lots of copies available.
Okay.
I'm Patrick, this is Brian. Together we are Just Got Played. Thank you very much for watching The Others, Seven Sins.
And stay tuned for our other parts.
Our other others.
Installments.
More others.
So we can cover the additional sins and
Greed, that would be another good one for you.
greed.
Lust,
Wow.
lust would be a good one for me.
Lust.
Soaking now.
Some of the other ones. Pride,
Wrath?
sloth.
Wrath,
Yeah, wrath.
rash, I think that's
Rash.
a sin. No, that'd be rash. You're not allowed to have a rash.
Like the calamine demon.
No, that would be one of the hero's abilities. There's gluttony. There's tacos.
Yes! I like it.